Hello everyone. Today I'm going to share with you some of the basic standing Uttanasana poses or forward bending standing asanas or poses. I thought about going right to the floor and sharing the seated postures, and then I took a step back and thought we'd start with the standings, which really are the basics and the building blocks for all of our asanas. So the first pose is Uttanasana, and it means intense stretch. It is a standing forward bend. So you can go ahead and do the pose with me. I'm going to turn to the side so you can see my side view. And we're essentially going to be stretching forward, and you can either bring your hands to the floor. If that's too far, you can have some bricks or blocks and raise the floor up. You could also use, for example, a chair. Okay, so go ahead and have what you might want in front of you. Stand with your feet about hip distance and stand tall in Tadasana, the mountain pose. Now in Tadasana, I'm going to bring my hands to my hips here so you can see a little better. I want to press my thighs back, but then bring the buttocks underneath me so that I gain some length in my trunk. So if you were to cut your body in half right at your hips here, you want to, from the hips to the heels, press down, and then from the waist to the chest, lift up. So you're extending your trunk out of your hips. You can even use your hands in Urdhva position to lift out of your hips and lengthen your side body. Now keep that length as you bring your hands down and bend forward and release the hands under the shoulders. So whatever height you need. Again, pull up through your arms and legs. And on an exhalation, press the thighs back and extend your trunk forward. Come into what we call a concave back position. Now you can stay in this concave back position, or if you want to release into the full pose, you'll bring the hands back by the sides of your feet. With an inhalation, extend forward again. And on an exhalation, you'll bend the elbows straight back, press the palms to the floor, and extend the trunk down and release the crown of the head to the floor. Come back to concave back position. Bring your hands to your hips. Inhale and come up. Next is Parsvottanasana. Parsvottanasana is the intense stretch to the side. So you'll first split your legs about 4 feet wide, and then you'll be turning to the side. Let's turn to the right first. So your right foot forward and your left foot is back. Again, you'll have to press down into your feet, lift your trunk up, and on an exhalation now, bending in both hips evenly, you can bring your hands to the floor or to your support. And again, pull your thighs and your hips back and draw your trunk forward. And this is again what we call a concave back position, so we're gaining length in the trunk, length in the spine. And then with an exhalation, you can bend the elbows straight back and draw your trunk down. Your leg, release the forehead to the shin. Come back to concave back position, inhale and come up. Turn your feet back to the center, and then you'll switch to the other side. So first you'll have to square your hips to the side, again pressing down to the feet. Inhale and lift your trunk up. Exhale, bending in both hips evenly. Bring your hands to the floor or to your support. Now again, we're working in concave back position to gain length in the side trunk, in the spine. So pull up through your arms, pull your hips and thighs up and back, and extend the trunk forward, extend the spine forward. Stay here, or with an exhalation, take your hands back, bend your elbows straight back, and extend your trunk down your leg, release your head to the shin. Come back to concave back position, inhale and come up, and turn your feet to the center. Now moving right into the next Uttanasana position, which is our wide-legged pose, Prasarita Padottanasana. Prasarita means expanded. Pada is our feet. So we're expanding our feet wide. and then coming forward. So again, press the hips to the feet down, lift your trunk up away from your waist, and on an exhalation, bend forward. Bring your hands to the floor or to your support. Now again, concave back position, inhale, extend forward. Stay there, or with an exhalation, take the hands back. Extend forward again, and on an exhalation, bend the elbows straight back, and bring the crown of the head to the floor. If your head is almost to the floor, you could use an extra support like a blanket or a brick. If you're almost there, you have to really pull up through the thighs and hips, push the floor forward with your hands to pull your trunk down, and bring the crown of the head to the floor right between the hands. And if your head is down, lift the shoulders up away from the ears and the neck. Come back to concave back position. Bring your feet a little bit closer before you come up. Come back to Tadasana. Sometimes we call that pose beginner Shirshasana. So if you're unable to do the headstand inversion, that has very similar benefits with the head coming down and inverting towards the floor. The next pose is called Padottanasana. Padottanasana is your big toe. So if you're a little stiffer, you're going to have a strap. I'm going to turn to the side so you can see. And you're going to place your feet on the strap. And you're going to come forward like you're going to do Uttanasana, but instead of having your hands on the bricks, you're going to take a hold of the strap and go as far as you can here. If you can, you're going to take a hold of the big toe. So Padottanasana means big toe pose. So with your first two fingers and your thumb, you're going to take a hold of the big toes, hook the big toes, palms facing each other. So either have your big toes now or take a hold of the strap and pressing the feet down, but pulling up through your arms. Go ahead and extend your trunk forward. Thighs away from your trunk as they press back, trunk away from your thighs, concave back position. You can stay with this, or on an exhalation, you're going to pull with your arms, pull up through your legs. As your elbows go out to the side and even slightly up towards the ceiling, you're going to extend and pull your trunk down towards the floor. Release your crown of the head to the floor. And then come back to concave back position. And now you bend the knees, place your hands down, and step back for our last Uttanasana standing pose, Adho Muka Svanasana. Adho Mukha means downward facing Svana dog, so downward facing dog pose. So I'm going to increase the distance between my hands and my feet. And now I'm going to strongly press down into my hands to stretch the arms. Reach your thighs back as you lift your hips up. And then take your chest back towards your legs and the head towards the floor. And then you can come down to your hands and knees and rest in Adho Muka Svanasana. And come up. So those are the basic 5 standing forward bending poses, and they have lots of great benefits. Again, I read from this book before. It's called Yoga, a Gem for Women by Geeta Iyengar. I lost my page here, so if you just give me a moment. So she says the overall effects of these 5 asanas. All these 5 asanas increase the supply of blood to the brain. Thus, those who cannot perform Shirshasana will get the same benefit of a calm feeling in the brain. In case of breathlessness, extreme fatigue, these asanas are useful in removing tiredness and restoring high blood pressure and heartbeats to normal. One regains zest. Especially in Adho Muka Svanasana, the diaphragm becomes light and soft and the cavity of the chest increases. She also goes on to say that these postures, by practice of these postures, the abdominal organs gain strength, the The flow of digestive juices is free, thus helping our digestive system. They are also extremely helpful for toning the liver, the spleen, relieving stomachache, and correcting the malfunctioning of the kidneys. So they're good for such complaints as excess bile, anemia, indigestion, constipation, heat strokes, obesity. All of these asanas are of great help. So, she goes on to say they tone the nervous system, cure mental disorders, forgetfulness, moods, and depressions, and help highly strung individuals and those who get tired easily. So I hope those benefits, those overall effects, inspire you and encourage you to practice these poses. There's so many ways to practice these poses, and as you do them, I encourage you to, if you're only holding them for, maybe 4 to 5 breaths, then meaning you're holding the poses for a little bit shorter duration, I encourage you to repeat the poses at least twice, each pose and on each side. And as you practice them and increase your strength and endurance, you can hold the poses for a longer duration also. Otherwise, I hope everyone is doing as well as they can. Stay healthy and stay safe.